like a picture, so I can't be triggered by someone who don't know my worth.
Boss bitches never bitter. My only competition when I'm looking in the mirror. Rich nigga, big tipper, he a real spender. Big baller, he play his position like a center. Run.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I'm gonna be giving y'all like a little story time, a mini story time about me starting school my senior year up here in Charlotte. It was horrible, but I want you to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below, and ring the ding ding. Follow me on Instagram at Quanya.Dior. So now let's get to the video. Alright, y'all, welcome back to my channel. Oh, I already said that. Ooh, bleep. So yeah, this story time, as you already read by the title, I'm going to be giving y'all a story time about me starting school in a new state or whatever. So it went horrible. Everything was just not as planned. None of that. So as y'all know, I moved from Charleston, South Carolina to Charlotte, North Carolina or whatever. So I moved, boom, back home. They were starting school, like, I want to say a week or so before me, and I kept telling everybody, I'm not gonna be here for the next school year, I'm not gonna be here for the next school year. And it was like, yeah, you is, you're not going anywhere. You said that last year. Which was the general, I already knew I was moving, but y'all didn't want to believe me. So first day of school came and y'all did not see me, and y'all was just looking for me like, oh, we like Quanya, da 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 da. Told y'all I was not gonna be in the same state. Told y'all I was not starting school there. Should have listened. I tried to tell y'all goodbye, but no, y'all didn't want to listen or whatever. So yeah, I started school in a new state. I was going to West Met or whatever. First day of school, it was horrible because I was lost. Well, I wouldn't say lost, but like, they didn't have me in my right grade. They had me with all the 9th graders. So if you was new, basically what they would do, if you was new, they would just put you as a freshman. If you was new, coming from a different school, different state, no matter what, you was just starting off as a freshman. So like for the first week of school, they had me with all the freshmen. This whole time I'm a senior. What am I doing with the freshmen? So yeah, so they had me with all the freshmen. It was cool or whatever, but I wanted to be with all the seniors because that's what I am. Like, what I need to be with the babies for or whatever. It was actually cool, some cool kids or whatever. They was funny as I don't know what or whatever. So first day of school came, my cousin dropped me off. My mom had to work, so my cousin dropped me off to school so she can, you know, get my schedule, figure out what was going on with my schedule. They just slapped me a schedule. I had a 9th grade homeroom, 9th grade classes, this and this and that. So I'm looking like, the first day of school, I'm looking like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, this is not my right grade. It was just like, they have to wait. I gotta wait a week, and they put me in my right grade, this and this and that. And I was like, I don't have time to wait for a week. Like, I'm supposed to be starting for the seniors. I'm gonna be a week behind when the seniors is a week ahead of me. It's dumb. Or whatever. So my mom was calling up there, threatening to go to the board, this and that, because they had my schedule messed up or whatever. So the end of the week finally came, finally fixed my schedule. Ooh, reverse. First day of school. Yeah, so first day of school, I went, my cousin came with me. They basically told her they couldn't change my schedule right then and there. So she left, she went home. They gave me a schedule that they already made for me, which was the 9th grade schedule. So I just had to go by that schedule until they fixed my schedule. So basically, they had to, I basically had to follow the schedule. And first year they was already changing stuff. So like, they had just started 8A B Day. Y'all don't know what that is. That's like, you take all your classes in 1 year. I mean, you take all your classes, but like on 8A you have like, so you have like social studies, science, PE, that's on 8A. Then the next day is B Day, and you go to like math, social studies, art that day, and then just go just like that for the rest of the school year. Which I feel like that's dumb. That's putting too much pressure to, you know, keep up with all your classes at one time, you know, but you know, they were trying something new. It didn't affect me in the aftermath, but it did at the moment. So yeah, first day of school I came, fast forward, my cousin left, boom. So first day of school, got there a little late. I was walking through or whatever, everybody was looking at me like I was weird, like I was foreign. As soon as I opened my mouth, you could tell I was from here, because you know, I had the Geechee accent, you know, from Charleston, you know what I'm talking about. It was just, you know, they can tell I was not from Charlotte or whatever. Let me see if I can find my first day of school outfit. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I did find it. Here we go. This is what I wore on the first day of school, and I had chopsticks in my head. If y'all can't tell, but I had chopsticks in my head. I had my Crocs on. You know, looking different. Look, to me, I was thinking that they thought like I was very foreign or whatever, because they was just looking at me like all types of funny and stuff like that. And you know, you got the bougie girls, and they ready to see something slick and mess around with me. I'd be gonna pop you in your mouth, because don't ever play with me like that or whatever. But anyways, so yeah, first day of school I met all the freshmen. The freshmen had me kicking on the first day of school, like it was ridiculous or whatever. So the next day came, and I went back to the whatchamacallit. I was like, y'all need to give me a note saying I don't need to do none of this, because they was basically trying to get me to do the work. And I was like, excuse me, this is not even my right grade. They fixed my schedule. So they finally wrote up an email or a note, and it was just basically like saying I don't have to do none of this. They fixed my schedule, this and that. So they just started the no phone policy. So it was like you couldn't be on your phone. If they saw you with your phone, they could take it. You get a certain amount of strikes. If you see it with the first time, you get a warning. Second time they take it, they probably might get it back. It depended on what teacher you had. My bad, y'all. It depended on what teacher you had. Y'all need to stop inboxing me. But it depended on what teacher you had. If you had a cool teacher, you was cool with it. It's like fine, as long as you did your work. But if you had one of them up your behind teachers, then they 9 times out of 10 they was taking your phone the first time, you wasn't getting it back. But and I think the third time you get a call home and they take your phone to the front office and somebody got to pick it up. Some of the teachers went by this, some of the teachers didn't. But for the first week of school, they were trying so hard to, you know, crack down or whatever. But I didn't have to follow that, because like I didn't have to do the schoolwork. So it was like basically it made no sense for me to follow that when I had nothing to do or whatever. So all my teachers was cool with it. All 8 teachers in my school, no, I didn't have 8. Well, yeah, at the beginning of the school year, all 8 of my teachers were cool with it. So they just used to let me be on the phone in certain teacher classes. I would sit behind the desk, do this, do that, or whatever. And the little freshmen would look at me like I'm foreign, because they'd be like, how'd she get to be on her phone? How'd she get to do this and this and that? And the teacher would have to explain, she's getting her schedule fixed. So therefore, she don't got to do what y'all do or whatever. So yeah, first week of school, it went smoothly. I liked all my teachers. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I had PE, I had math, I had like, you know, the basic of the basic or whatever. So I actually loved my teachers. I was low-key mad when I had to leave, but because the teacher was so cool. So yeah, and that week went by. Second week of school came. Finally got my new schedule. And they was on advisory. Y'all know, call a homeroom advisory, this and this and that. So the seniors, so they did have basically different buildings. So if you was a freshman, the freshmen low-key had their own building. If you was a senior, sophomore, y'all low-key had your own building. But then again, it was kind of mixed up at the same time or whatever. And I think if you was in the trailers, because it wasn't really much class, it was only 2 teachers in the trailers. And other than them 2 teachers, they used to do activities out there. So it was like basically, you know, whatever. So the second week came, got my schedule changed. You we were still doing advisory. We had to do advisory for the first 10 days of school. So once I got my schedule changed, I had to get used to the new schedule or whatever. So I think her name was Miss Brown as a homeroom teacher. She was a black lady. She came off kind of rude, but you know, it didn't. I was in there, I want to say it was about 20 of us, and she gave us assigned seats, which I feel like it was so dumb because we're too old for that. But she did it. She said she did it because she can keep up with attendance. So all she had to do was look at the seat and see if he was here or not. Boom. So I sat next to, I want to say, I sat next to 3 boys. I think all 3 of them played football. Yeah, all 3 played football. I never talked to nobody in the classroom unless I had to. So I was always buried in my phone listening to music. When I tell you, music helped me get through my senior year in high school. Y'all don't understand how bad music helped me get through my senior year in high school. But yeah, so I would never say too much in class unless I had to or whatever, you know. What else? Oh, so I had to get used to my new schedule. So my schedule went like this. Since we were doing advisory for the first week of school, first 2 weeks, 10 days, whatever you want to call it, we had advisory. And then I had first block. I had Miss A. She was I think her name, I always call her Miss A or Miss Deer. Sometimes I would have a hard time pronouncing her name because, you know, or whatever. So I had Miss A. And then I had, I didn't have a second block, so they just put me in the library. My library teacher was mad cool too. And then I had third block. My third block teacher was off the chain. That was my favorite. Well, him and Miss A was like, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't know, you know, did as good as I did. Not meaning, you know, y'all know what I mean. I was stressed out, stuff like that. But if it wasn't for them, I probably would have, you know, struggled and stressed way more than what I needed to or whatever. So yeah, I had him. And then I didn't have a fourth block, so they put me in library again. And advisory, then I would go to second block. And the only thing I did in second block is if my teacher had something for me to do, like organizing books or printing this and this and that out, I would do it. Other than that, we would do what we want to. And she had, like, the way it was set up, they would keep every door locked. So if you wasn't exchanging, like if the bell didn't ring and y'all wasn't switching classes, then my camera is about to die. So I will be right back. Alright y'all, I'm back y'all. My camera died. But yeah, I think it was at telling y'all about the bell, when the bell rings and how to keep the doors locked. So yeah, they keep the doors locked. So you would have to have, if you wasn't security, because they had security on the campus, even though they didn't really do their job, to be honest. But you had to have, like, basically a teacher ID or teacher pad to unlock the doors, like how they do it now or whatever. So my library teacher, she had an extra keypad. So we would just ask her for the keypad, or sometimes she would just give it to us or whatever. And when she gave it to us, we would just take it, scan it, and go in every single building. So basically that was our key to get around the whole school, any building we wanted to get into, because they literally kept every building door locked. It was certain doors that they kept unlocked, but some people didn't know that. You had to really, you know, skip class or, like, you know, this and that to know which doors was unlocked. But 99% of the time, all the doors was locked. So I would literally just do that. My schedule was so easy. And then how my classes work, I had online classes, so they basically had me doing ingenuity so I can graduate early. And the second week of school came around, they called me to the office to look over my schedule, and basically she told me I literally only needed 3 classes. She said I could take more classes, but I'll be here the whole school year. I am so glad I didn't, because the coronavirus hit and all of that extra stuff. But she told me I only needed 3 classes, and they said my 11th grade year I took 11 classes, which I don't know how that's possible when I was only supposed to take 8. But yeah, I took 11 classes my 8th grade year, my 11th grade year. So that, and the only classes I needed was US History 2, I needed math and English, and that was it. So they had me taking those 3 classes or whatever. And the way I did it was, on some days if I didn't feel like doing it, I wouldn't do it, or I would just play around, you know, or whatever, because I just had the schedule like that. But I was the first one to finish my ingenuity classes. I was the first one to be ahead on anything when we first started, so I had more leeway than the rest of the students did, because I was ahead of everybody, literally. Like, I was basically ahead of everybody. Some people had 4 classes, some people had 3 classes, some people only had 1 class. I had 3, and I finished within, like, I want to say 2 months, 3.5 months. Didn't take me that long at all. After I finished that, I had to do a senior project, which got me so frustrated, because on one hand they told me I didn't have to do it, and then on the next hand they told me I had to do it. So me being from a different state in a different county, school county, I had to basically jump to where the seniors were, what part of the senior project the seniors were at, and start from there, which I felt was so dumb. I shouldn't have had to do it in the first place, because I was so confused. Praise God to Miss A. If Miss A, if you out there watching, let God be with you, because if it wasn't for you, I would have not passed that senior project. I probably wouldn't have, because it was so confusing. They had me all over the place. They told me I had to do this, then they changed it. No, I had to do this, and I was just like, make up y'all mind of what y'all want me to do. I'm confused. I don't got time for this. I'm just trying to get my diploma and go, or whatever. So that was stressful. That was a stressful process. And then after that I had to worry about the CPR thing. They kept adding on more things for me to do, and I was just frustrated at the whole thing, because I literally took the CPR class, I want to say a week before graduation. Literally a week before graduation I took it, or whatever. So it was very stressful, because I needed that to graduate. So if I didn't have that, I couldn't graduate. North Carolina law, state, whatever you want to call it, it's a requirement. So I had to take that. But school senior year was definitely fun. I definitely enjoyed it. I like meeting new people. Some of the people I wish I never gave a chance for the time of the day, to be honest. But other than that, it was very cool. I mean, I didn't really talk to a lot of people, because I felt like so first of all, some of them was bougie, and not with that. And then second of all, it was just too much clicks and all that extra, so I ain't got time for that. So yeah, graduation day came. No, I lied. Let me fast forward. I mean, rewind. Yeah, so my schedule was easy. Graduated. Yeah, I basically took CPR class week before school. That had me stressing bad. Like, my mom had to keep calling to get information about it, because they was not keeping us updated or whatever. They was not keeping us updated about nothing. The only 2 teachers that was keeping me updated well, 3 was the 3 teachers I had or whatever. The principal half the time didn't even know what was going on about the early graduates. Sometimes he didn't know what was going on, so that was very annoying. And then when it was time for us, like, everybody had questions about after we finish our class, do we need to leave, or do we keep coming to school, or do we not? For a whole month they tried to figure out if I need to keep coming to school or do I not need to come to school, which I didn't mind coming to school because, you know, the schedule I had was easy, and then me being finished with all my classes, I didn't have no classes, so it was like there was nothing for me to really do but sit in the library and do what I please, walk around, this and this and that, stuff that I was doing on the usual. So that came around. Finally, a month later, they finally told us we didn't have to come to school no more, so we just stopped going. It was me and this other girl. Her name was Haley. She was such a sweetheart, but me and her just stopped going. Like, we didn't have time to keep going to school. She had a job, I started working, so that's what it was. And then graduation came or whatever. It was hectic, but not really, because it wasn't just our school graduating the same day as us. It was 14 other different schools or whatever. So 14 different other schools, and the way it had it, it was like your school go in alphabetical order. Your principal does not call out your name. The way they did it, your principal did not call out your name. They gave you a piece of paper with your whole name on it. You give it to the lady when you're walking up on the stage, and she says your name. If she said it wrong, she said it wrong. If she didn't, she didn't. But luckily for me, she said my name right. She said my whole name right at that. So, because Quanya, some people pronounce it Quanya, all that. After a while, I just got tired of correcting it, so it was what it was. But she actually said my name correct. Thank you, or whatever. So after graduation day came, I got there late. Shout out to all my family members that came, but I got there late because it was already packed or whatever. Me and this boy, a family friend, we graduated the same day. So after graduation, I'm trying to find y'all my graduation picture, but after graduation, I went out to eat with my family. So it was me, my mama friend, her daughter, my cousins, her friend, her friend's mom, my brother, my grandparents that came from back home, and then my mom's mom came and her husband came, but my granddaddy, my mom, dad didn't come. They was too tired, but they did pay for my food. And then my granddaddy, my dad's dad, he came or whatever, but they didn't come out to eat because he was having back problems, so I understood or whatever. But they all came or whatever. This is how I looked on graduation day. This is how I looked on graduation day. This is me and my mom. I don't think y'all can see that. This is me and my mama or whatever on graduation day. I took so much pictures with so many different people or whatever that day. Here is another picture. This was my favorite picture that I took. This was me running late to the graduation or whatever. So yeah, brain fart, but that's how I looked. And then after that, after we went out to eat, I left with my cousin and we went out. We went to her, she called her sister, so we went to her sister's house because her son had graduated. Let me see if I can find a picture of me and him, because we did take a picture that day. But me and he graduated the same day as I did. He was one of the people who graduated or whatever. Let me see if I can find it. Why I can't find it? Oh, you know why? That's not even in my phone. Duh. Alright. He graduated the same day as I did. Why can't I not find a picture? Y'all. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going while I find a picture. So we went there. His family was all there. His family and my family, I think they sat together, if I'm not mistaken. Not sat together, but they sat next to each other. Because my cousin was also, she was basically with both sides. So she sat in the middle. My mama was on one side. His family was on one side. His family is such a cool family. Like, all of them are so nice, so sweet. Why can't I not find a picture? Y'all, give me a second. Give me a second, because I am determined to find the picture. I am so determined to find this picture. I feel like it's coming up. Hold on, I think I got it. I think I got it, guys. Nope. Ooh, excuse me. I ran out of storage in my camera. But anyways, back to what I'm saying. This is the picture. This is the picture of me and him. The lighting in this picture look bad. But this is the picture of me and him. And here's also a picture of, it would load. This is also a picture of me and somebody else that I was very close with in school. We actually still talk. This is one of the only people who I still talk to from school or whatever. So yeah, after that we left his house, and then I went home. I ate my leftovers, washed my makeup off. It was hard to take my makeup off, but washed my makeup off and went to bed. I was tired. It was a long day. And then the next day, my granddaddy from my daddy's side came to the house, and they took me to go get breakfast because they had to rush and get back on the road. So they stopped by, gave me a car with some money in it, stuff like that. And then I was mad because I didn't get to see my daddy. I mean, my daddy. Why do I keep saying my daddy? I don't even talk to him. But I was so upset because I did not get to see my mama and daddy. Because I was babysitting when they got on the road. And my mama was sleeping. I wasn't even home. So, yeah, they got on the road. I didn't get to see them. I didn't get to say bye to them. And everybody else who was there, they live up here. So, those are the only people who came to my graduation from back home. Was my mom, dad and his wife. My uncle couldn't make it. I don't think my uncle could make it, so I don't think he came. And then my granddaddy from my daddy. My sister couldn't make it. My brother is currently in jail, so he couldn't make it. I don't talk to my daddy, so obviously he didn't make it. I don't talk to his mother, so obviously she didn't make it. But other than that, graduation was a success. So this is the end of this video. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below or anything. Then follow me on Instagram at Quanya, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Chain glitter, cropping all the lame niggas at the picture. So I can't be triggered by someone who don't know my worth.
Boss bitches never bitter. My only competition when I'm looking in the mirror. Rich nigga, big tipper, he a real spender. Big baller, he play his position like a center.